Hello, hello, my sanctuary people. I want to talk about something today, and I'm going to make this a taste of the sanctuary, because I feel like this would be good for everybody to hear. When people on either side of an argument take something to its most extreme, you push people like us in the center the opposite direction. So, my example that I was using yesterday when I was talking about this with someone was when the coronavirus first started becoming a thing. It was in China. We didn't see it here, know it anywhere else in the world. It was in China. And so there was a point where I will admit, even I, seeing all of the Chinese people getting torn out of their houses to be quarantined, people screaming and crying, that even I, around anyone who looked Asian, that's not true, because I can tell the difference sometimes, but around anybody who looked Chinese or anyone that I couldn't tell the difference, even I obviously wasn't being outrightly racist, but, might hold my breath at a certain point, being that I work from the basis of better safe than sorry, plan for the best but prepare for the worst. I might stand a little bit further away from them. And so when all of a sudden people started coming out with, that's racist, human beings, I hate to break it to people, when human beings fear something, even if it's just a little bit, if they even see the potential to need to fear something, they're going to try to protect themselves. So, when everybody starts coming out and saying, that's racist, no, it's the human instinct for self-preservation. Now, going any further than that would be racist. If I was actually giving these people mean looks, if I was treating them differently, in a way in which they could actually detect, that would be racist. And yes, I know not every Asian person or every person that looks Asian is Chinese. But I can't tell the difference between all of them. I am not an expert in Asian genealogy from a facial perspective. Sorry. And we were watching these people getting torn out of their houses. It was keeping drop shipping and all sorts of shipping from coming into the country because of how bad it was or how bad it seemed. So, my point being that when all of a sudden one side was going, that's racist, that makes people like me in the center start finding it amusing that people started calling it the Wu flu. Because there's a certain point where this whole social justice warrior, extreme, everything's racist crap just gets to anybody with enough of a brain to do their own thinking for them. So, word from the wise to those who are willing to listen. And I used to say this to one of my boyfriends. So you can use this for the extreme justice warrior, social justice warrior. You can use this for the conspiracy theories. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Those people who are like conspiracy theorists come off as crazy, not because of what they're saying, but because of how they say it. If you have a calm, rational, obviously well thought out argument for something, yeah, anybody with a brain enough to do their thinking for themselves is going to, at the very least, hear you out and not immediately get defensive and block off, and probably going to agree with you until they do further research to figure out why they may not. But it's the extreme, obviously extreme passion. It's the extreme language that just gets people to shut down immediately. So whether or not it's a little racist, because at the end of the day, that's going to happen sometimes when we are concerned with our self-preservation. It's going to look racist. Sorry. Not sorry. Because it has nothing to do with race at the end of the day. I don't actually care that they're Chinese. What a concept. I care about the fact that they might have brought over with them, if they travel to and from, especially where I live, where a lot of the people, Asian or not, travel to and from China a lot. Living in the Silicon Valley and California in general, me living between two international airports, I'm going to be concerned about the potential, considering how bad it appeared at the time for them, for my safety. Sorry. It has nothing to do with their race. So just because something appears racist doesn't mean it is. And the more extreme you take something to one direction, the more you're going to take people like us. And that's why it seems like people who are traditionally liberal or traditionally libertarian are now all of a sudden seeming conservative, because the far left has gone so far left that they're pushing people in the middle to the right, or the lines sort of moved also. But yeah. All right, guys, I am where I am supposed to be. I'm not justifying any actual racism. I'm saying that when you take any argument to the extreme, you're going to find that you're pushing people who were situated in the center the opposite direction. Because you're not coming off as a well-thought human being. You're coming off as a crazy person, no matter how well-intentioned your argument is. All right, guys. May the energy you serve you well. Be brave, stay sane, stay curious, and be kind to each other.